underway right now across the metro area after a severe storm moved through and blasted damaging hail on roofs and cars. Here's video from Sky 9 near 120th and Field Street. You can see around 6:15 this morning, the ground there still covered by hail. Here's another look from 96th and Havana. You can see that it looks like it snowed in that area last night, which is surprising thinking of the temperatures we've had outside. That is actually hail covering the ground, leaving a mess and damage in its wake. Then in Green Valley Ranch, people felt the brunt of this storm. The hail broke car windows and tail lights. The streets still covered out there this morning as Brianna Fernandez talked to neighbors about the storm.
It was a good 45, 50-minute storm. I mean, it stayed over us for a minute. My windshield has probably 8 places where a piece of hail hit it and shattered it. Mine looks like it got it pretty good. It was a pretty good storm.
Some unbelievable pictures coming in this morning. Thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Steve Stager. Joining me now, Keely Chalmers, which, you know, we knew that something might happen last night. We didn't know the severity of what it was going to be.
Well, we did know, the severe storms were moving over in the dark of the night. That's what I kind of was talking about yesterday, saying this is going to happen in the dark of the night, which sounded a little scary, but you know, this is what happens. Yeah. It is, and it can be damaging, and it can certainly be scary out there. And we do have more severe weather in the forecast for tonight. Now, the good news is that it's a little bit cooler out there than we initially thought. So temperatures, again, on the cooler side, we're not going to get as much instability in the atmosphere, and that is going to help control some of that severe weather. Out there right now at DIA, we're at 57 degrees. You can see those temperatures out there. 50s in Greeley, Fort Collins as well. Head down to the southeast. That's where we'll find the 70s. We're looking at 60s up there in the high country. So again, the wild weather, it has pushed off to the east. A little bit of calm before the next round moves in. But again, temperatures cool out there. We had a cold front move through this morning, dropping those temperatures, not a lot of hot air rising, and that's going to help make things a little more stable as we head into the afternoon. So for today, still some isolated afternoon showers, some of them severe, likely across the eastern plains, otherwise mostly cloudy. 74 your forecast high for today. Partly cloudy tonight, and again, the chances for storm end right around 9, 10 o'clock tonight. So again, we're not expecting any storm activity overnight tonight. Temperatures dropping down to about 52 degrees. Warmer with some isolated storms tomorrow. Now, those storms, again, could be severe. Those have kicked up a notch in severity potentially, so we'll keep monitoring that. Mostly sunny for the first part of the day. Again, this will happen in the afternoon hours. We're going to make it up to 84 degrees. We do have an end in the wild weather and some really summer-like weather in the forecast. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit.
All right, Keely, thank you. Hail, responsible for some of Colorado's most expensive natural disasters. The storm that destroyed Colorado Mills Mall back in May of 2017, that is still Colorado's most expensive disaster on record, more expensive than the Marshall Fire. Baseball-sized hail hammered the west side of the metro area. Next on the list was a storm in July of 2009. The hail came in the middle of the night, causing enormous damage in the suburbs. That was $760 million worth of damage in that storm. If you have damage at your home or your damage to your car, get that cell phone camera out and start snapping photos of all of it. You want to document it. You also want to contact your insurance agent right away to get the claims process started. It's going to take a little while. You can also you can only claim hail or flood damage to your car if you have comprehensive coverage. And this is the time you want to be extremely skeptical. A lot of scammers try to take advantage of folks after storms like this. So coordinate with your insurance company on contractors or body shops as you're looking to get this repair work done. I will have more on how to protect yourself as a consumer as part of our team coverage across the metro area of all the damage left behind to this storm starting at 4 o'clock. So be sure to stay up to date here on 9 News and online at 9news.com for all the latest. Well, during last night's debate here on 9 News, all 6 GOP candidates running for a seat in Colorado's 4th congressional district said that they would vote for former President Donald Trump, even though he's been convicted of 34 felonies. Many view Congresswoman Lauren Boebert as the frontrunner in that race, and Kyle Clark asked Boebert if she risked making a second safe Republican seat competitive.
We did have a very close election, but we also had 50,000 Republicans not show up to vote. I do not believe me being here is making this a vulnerable seat. This is a huge move for conservatives in Colorado.
So just to be clear, Ms. Boebert, you blame Republican voters for the fact that you nearly lost a safe seat and not your own conduct.
When 50,000 Republican voters do not show up and think that their vote does not matter, that does make an impact on elections.
So if you missed last night's debate, we have the full thing posted right now on 9news.com. This morning, former President Trump addressed the media, going on the offense after his felony convictions yesterday. At a news conference this morning, Trump attacked the judge in this case, the star witness Michael Cohen, and then criticized the New York criminal justice system. Yesterday, a jury found him guilty on all 34 felony charges he faced in the so-called hush money case against him. He was convicted of falsifying business records in an attempt to cover up hush money payments. Those were made to porn star actress Stormy Daniels in a scheme to silence her ahead of the 2016 election. Trump is the first former president to be convicted of felonies. He is expected to appeal the verdict, but for now, a sentencing date has been set for July 11th, just days before the Republican National Convention. New here at noon, the Washington, D.C. Attorney Discipline Board has recommended disbarring Rudy Giuliani. His law license was suspended for spreading lies about fraud in the 2020 election. This disbarment recommendation comes after a Professional Responsibility Board committee held a trial-like proceeding late in 2022 to weigh the ethics charges against Giuliani. The board decided disbarment was the only sanction that would protect the integrity of the legal profession. Giuliani will be able to argue his position before the D.C. Appeals Court makes a final decision. Today, Tesla is recalling 125,227 cars and SUVs due to a malfunction in its seatbelt warning system that can increase the risk of injury in a collision. The Highway Traffic Safety Administration says that the cars and SUVs failed to comply with the federal safety requirements, as their seatbelt warning light and audible chime may not get activated when the driver of the car is unbelted. The recall affects certain 2012 through 2024 Model S, 2015 through 2024 Model X, 2017 through 2023 Model 3, and 2020 through 2023 Model Y vehicles. Tesla will release an over-the-air software update to fix that issue, with deployment expected to start sometime next month.